Welcome to the Working Men's College Learner Success Awards for 2020. We would normally stage a wonderful event at our college to celebrate the success of our learners. However, this year we have instead created this joyful film to celebrate each and every winner. To begin the proceedings, let's hear from our principal, Helen Hammond.
Hello, I'm Helen Hammond. I'm the principal here at Working Men's College, and I'm here to welcome you to our Success Awards. This is really the most important event that we have during the year because it gives us a chance to recognise all the work that our learners have put in and how successful that they have been. We also have the opportunity to thank our staff because obviously the college without the staff of all sorts, but particularly our tutors who put in so much work with our learners to help them as we go through the college year. This college is extremely successful in providing a wraparound support for our learners. It is more than just getting qualifications. It is important to us that every learner has the opportunity to develop their own skills, but also the chance to think of themselves as individuals, to gain the confidence that is required, and to really think about what it is they're trying to do. Learners come to us for a range of reasons. Many learners, particularly now in the current economic climate, are looking for work, and so we try to put everything in place to help them be successful. Other learners may be retired and are looking for an opportunity to meet with others, to share ideas and to try something new. And quite honestly, we have learners of every shape and size that you could imagine. And everybody is an individual, and that is what is so important here to the college. We recognise and we celebrate the individualism of our learners. And so this Success Awards is the opportunity for us to publicly do that, to publicly say this is what we do. We're very good at what we do and we like the opportunity to share that with you. So I'm very pleased to be opening this event, and I'm sure that we'll be hearing some very powerful and personal stories from our learners as we go through the rest of the day. I'm delighted to be able to welcome Sir Keir Starmer. Keir is our local MP and is now the leader of the Labour Party. Despite having such a busy time, he has always made time for us here at the college. He has attended all of our Success Awards and he genuinely is interested to hear of the learners and how they are achieving. I am now going to hand over to Keir, and he will have the opportunity to give us his views of the college and of the learner success. Thank you.
The Working Men's College Success Night is one of the real highlights of the year for me, and I'm so sorry that we can't be celebrating together today. This year I want to offer my personal congratulations to all the learners and all the staff at the WMC. Every one of you has risen to the exceptional challenges that the pandemic presents to ensure that the WMC's fantastic teaching and unique community spirit continues to thrive. At this time of great uncertainty, particularly for those whose employment has been affected by lockdown, your dynamic approach has been invaluable. WMC supports learners into work from any starting point, hosting a job club and free employability skills, courses and coaching. The college has changed the way it delivers its learning with face-to-face, blended and online courses and over 200 new Chromebooks to help bridge the digital divide. Staff in the new Learning Centre and the library have played a pivotal role in supporting the learners who need digital support with their digital and study skills. Tutors have really stepped up to maintain contact with learners, not only delivering on learning, but also helping to overcome isolation and other issues caused by lockdown. Learners have worked hard to rise to the challenge of this new way of doing things. So once again, I want to congratulate you all on your many successes and achievements this year. I very much look forward to celebrating with you again in person in the not too distant future.
And the first award of the event is the Lois Dickinson Award, introduced by Director of Learning for Arts and Vocational, Lisa Markley.
Welcome to this year's Lois Dickinson Awards. So Lowes Dickinson was one of our founders of the college, and he instituted this prize in 1910. He was an artist and painter himself, and we award this annually to our creative arts students. So in February, our creative arts students were invited to enter a competition called the Open. We have about 140 entries, and the judging panel select a number of prizes. And here are the prizes that they selected this year. So our first prize is a ceramics prize. This year it was awarded to Nicola Haukuma for her owl. It's made of earthenware clay and underglazers, and she completed this piece in her ceramics course with Carlos Tenner. The judges loved the simple, effective piece with great feet, and it had such character. There was a bit of an owl bias in the prizes, and you'll see from our next prize. Next was the jewellery prize, another owl here, and this was awarded to Diane Jones for her Twit to Woo ring. It's made of sterling silver. She made this work with Rebecca Eilert in her level 2 jewellery course. We're really proud to say that Diane's progressed to the level 3 jewellery at Morley this year. Another owl, of course, here, but the judges loved its beautiful simplicity, and what a face. They had to keep admiring it. Next was our Mixed Media Prize. This was awarded to Suzanne Wilson for Spring Burst, a magazine collage and oil pastel piece that Suzanne completed on her level 2 creative arts course with Claire. The judges thought this was an imaginative use of colour, detail, and a mosaic-like still life. They loved the great use of materials. We're proud to say that Suzanne has also progressed to our level 3 foundation this year and is enjoying her time studying. This is David Willis. He was awarded the 3D prize for his piece Shell Dancer. It's made of Scots pine, and he completed his work with Rowley Ross in the wood carving class. The judges loved the impressive use of wood to create such movement in a static piece. David has been very prolific during lockdown, producing such amazing pieces as Corona Viper. So this was a new award this year that we decided to call Outside the Box Prize. And this was because it was the first year that we had run the exhibition online. It was at Phil's suggestion, and due to lockdown, our exhibition was online this year. So Phil decided he could do away with our size restrictions, and he entered his installation piece called First Aid. The judges loved that they could choose a conceptual piece to have in this year. Phil studied the Foundation in Art and Design with us last year. He's started his MA in September, and he's been staying in touch with us regularly. So the next prize is for 2D drawing and painting, and this was awarded to Charles Bradley for the Card Players. It's a pencil piece on paper, and he created it in Janet's life drawing class. The judges thought his draftsmanship was amazing, great pencil marks, and it really captured the atmosphere of a card game. Another 2D drawing and painting prize goes to Cynthia Barlow for her piece called Fuchsia. It's watercolour and pencil on paper. She created it in Sophie Kemp's botanical drawing course. The judges loved the depth to the image and the perfect botanical detail that she'd captured. It was just a beautifully realised piece of painting. Next was our printmaking prize. This goes to Gillian Harding this year, and her piece is called For the Nocturnal Bees. It's an etching that she created in Emma Pegg's studio etching class. The judges loved the atmosphere, almost like a night vision piece. And Gillian told me it's about chocolate mining bees, which was a project that she'd been doing with another group of friends. Next was our photography prize, and this goes to Christiana Piga for her piece called The Dream Factory. She'd been working in the contemporary portraiture class with Richard Treister, her teacher, and this was a piece that she submitted for the LGBTQ month. The judges thought it was full of fun and interest. There was a never-ending positive message that's promoting the LGBTQ theme. Christiana's working hard on her series of portraits at the moment called Isolation, and she's been exhibiting online as far afield as Texas and Italy. The next prize is Judge's Favourite. So this was a prize that gets the most amount of nominations from all of the judges. We can see why. This goes to Alvaro Barrera for his photograph, I Love WMC. He created it in Paulina Scissors' group. It was used as part of the college marketing campaign, and the judges thought it really captured the spirit of WM College. Next is our prize for technical excellence. A unanimous decision from the judges, and this is awarded to Rafaela Pereira for her coral still life. It's made from porcelain and smooth white clay. It's stoneware, mixed media, and she created it in her ceramics class with Trish Spence, her tutor. The judges thought this was a real feat, intricate and delicate, and the display choice was reminiscent of a coral display in the Natural History Museum. Next, we have the Zia Prize. So Zia Mustafa is our new curriculum manager for ESOL, new to the college this year. We asked him to select a prize that stood out and spoke to him. And he selected Paul Caffno's Refugees piece. It's an aquatint that he'd created in John Roberts' etching and photo etching course. Zia thought the piece was neither beautiful nor joyous, but it conveys a strong political message of refugees as an amorphous mass pressed against our faces. Even then, what we see most prominently is not the people or their stories, but a cup or begging bowl, making us bothered and rather uncomfortable. Our next award is Witold's Library Prize. So Witold runs our library, looks after everybody, and we ask him each year to select a prize that speaks to him. This year he chose Teresa Schipple-Hale's Bike at Kentish Town. It's a photo etching, and again, Teresa studied with John Roberts on his etching and photo etching course. Witold loved the amazing mirror image, thought it was well cropped, great use of monochrome tones. It was seemingly simple, yet a joy to study, and he particularly loved the graininess of this piece. Then we move to our overall winner. So this is the learner that really, among the judges, received the most amount of nominations. We have a meeting once all the judging results are in, and we all decided that this was to be awarded the overall prize. So this is the medal that Guy gets for his piece. It's called Life Star, his work. It's sterling silver, and he created it in Silke Huur's class. It's a pierced piece, fretwork, intricate and complex, and the patterns were inspired by giraffe's skin. It's essentially their own fingerprint, and this inspired Guy. It's a hollow piece, and he envisaged that you could wear it with either silk or pieces of fabric inside it that might match your outfit. And here is Guy receiving his medal in a socially distanced manner at the side of the front of college. Last week. His medal, I notice, is glinting in the autumn sun.
Our next award is the Tutor Award, celebrating the exceptional work of our teaching staff at WM College. This award is introduced by Deputy Principal Maria Rosenthal.
This category that celebrates the work of the teaching staff here at Working Men's College is really to acknowledge all the staff and the incredible hard work that they've done and support for their learners since the beginning of the lockdown 8 months ago. At a time when everything was so challenging, our staff quickly moved all their courses online, upskilled themselves with their digital skills, kept in touch with their learners, and the majority of the learners all completed their courses and managed to pass their exams. So a huge shout out to all our staff who've done so incredibly well, worked so hard, and are continuing to do so. However, our learners were given the opportunity to nominate their favourite tutors, and we've selected 2 tutors especially for the work they've done in supporting their learners. The first tutor is Bandini Shaw. She's an incredible ambassador for the college. She's been working here since 2018 and goes all the extra mile to support the learners and to help them achieve their goals. I want to nominate Bandini because she has been the best teacher I have ever met. She is fair with everyone and always asks at the end of the lesson if there is anyone who has not been asked a question or has been missed out. She is patient with us and always corrects our mistakes with excellent feedback. Bandini gives us time to think so that we always have an answer to every question, whether it is right or wrong. She gives us homework that we are capable of and helps us with anything that we don't understand. Bandini always keeps in contact with us. Whenever we email her, she replies within seconds. She explains anything that we do not understand in our lessons and is clear and comprehensive. She is always on time to our lessons and never a minute late. If someone doesn't come to class, she always calls them to ask why they weren't at class. If someone is sick, she always tells them to get well soon. Bandini is so kind. So congratulations, Bandini. You definitely always go above and beyond, and this is a well-deserved award.
I'm really honoured and delighted to have been given this award, and I dedicate it to each and every one of my students. Despite the lockdown, they have shown such grit, determination, and a desire to carry on learning, and for that I'm truly grateful. I love working in the community with all my team, and a big thank you to Tish, my manager, who has been a great support throughout this term.
The second award goes to Steve Papple. Steve has been teaching maths in the college since 2019. He has been a great addition to the maths department, and his care and attention has been flagged up to us by many of his learners. Here is a quote from one of his learners. Steve has been absolutely amazing and couldn't ask for a better tutor or experience. I was very worried before doing maths, but he changed all that by being understanding, patient, and accessible, especially during this unprecedented time. Steve has built my confidence in maths and has explained it, each topic that was covered, in a way that was simpler for me to understand and work out. I have formed good relationships with my classmates and have received positive outcomes that I wouldn't or didn't expect at all, thanks to Steve. Steve has made the environment comfortable for me to learn and ask questions which I had found difficult in past experiences in other environments. He has been able to accommodate my needs at times when I was unable to understand and or find something difficult. Steve has changed my outlook for maths and prepared this skill for a hopeful future that I had never considered to reach before now. Thank you, Steve, for this change. It means a lot.
Hello there. Thank you very much for my teacher award. I was very surprised and overjoyed to receive it. And I'd like to thank the learners who took the time and trouble to actually fill out the forms and nominate myself. I'd also like to thank my managers, Patricia Ingunza and Di Teasdale, as well as my fellow maths tutors, who have given me no end of support and encouragement during this, what is my first year of teaching. So thank you once again.
So there you have an example of 2 of our wonderful tutors, and there are many more. Congratulations to both of them and to all our staff who are taking their learners through such a difficult time.
Our third award is the Studentship Award, which celebrates the most outstanding students nominated by their tutors. Introducing this award is Director of Learning for Life Skills, Diana Teasdale.
I'd now like to introduce the Studentship Award. This is an award where a tutor nominates a learner for exceptional effort made by the learner, exceptional progress. And again, we had a lot of applications, and a lot of nominations from teachers, and there were some truly inspirational stories of what great learners we have here at WM College. We had 2 winners for this year's award in Studentship. They were Tabar Plana and Shaha Bibi. Here are their nominations and the reason we chose them for this award.
So Tabar Plana was nominated by her tutor Tina Lane. These are Tina's reasons for nominating Tabar. The reason for this nomination starts with Tabar's lonely journey to England. She did not speak or understand any English. She came here alone and yet has been able to find the courage and determination to educate herself and her children. Tabar first came to WM College in 2018 and enrolled on the Level 1 childcare with Amanda Blinkhorn. From there, she progressed to Level 2, the supporting teaching and learning, and recently completed her Level 3 with us, completing during lockdown in July. Throughout her 2 years with us, she has excellent punctuality and attendance. She's always arriving before the start of the class, iPad ready, looking, listening, ready to discuss and learn. During lockdown, we've all struggled with the new demands of IT and distance learning, but Tabar has adapted to often working late into the night as her days had changed to make sure that her daughter's education remained paramount. In class, she's worked to her own scale of perfection, always going above and beyond and never missing a deadline. She was up for debate and questioning, has taken part in all aspects of college life. And she's such a hard-working student who never had to be asked to do anything. This is extended to her school classroom placements during the course too. When I've been conducting observations, the head teacher and other members of the school have approached me to enthuse about her commitment and passion that she shared with the staff and pupils. As well as her academic contribution, Tabar is kind, friendly, reliable and an empathic person to be around. She shared many of her life stories with us, and her determination to do her very best for herself, her family and her colleagues has always shone through. She's enthusiastically engaged with college life too, attending the big draw with her daughters and frequently acted as an ambassador for our awarding body visits and our recent matrix inspection.
Shaha is one of the bravest students I have ever had in one of my English classes. She has faced challenges to her health and in her family life over the years and never lets it get in the way of her progress. She's always coped courageously with the challenges she's been given. She forges ahead doing what she has to do, both in her college life and her family life. And Shaha has learned to ask questions, which is invaluable in getting the help that you need and being able to move on and develop in your learning. This makes her an excellent role model for the whole class and for the tutors as well, because she demonstrates all the time what it is to sort of keep going, get the help you need and don't give up. I've never had to phone Shaha to find out why she hasn't attended. Not for 2 reasons. One, she's a very good attender, but 2, she is very good at letting me know well in advance if she has a prior engagement and can't make it to class. Again, that makes her an excellent role model, but if you do come in late, Shaha will let you know in the most humorous way possible that you might be flouting the rules of WMC and our attendance policy. So she is very funny in class, she makes everybody laugh, and she can unify any group really quickly. So even a very low-key kind of class can become a lot of fun once Shaha's there, and you're always looking forward to her turning up in the morning. She shows us what you can achieve by staying interested, keeping your dignity, and never giving up. She is resilient and numerous and very contagious to have in the class. She's a lot of fun. We all love having you in class, Shaha. Keep strong and keep holding on to your ideas and keep up your lifelong learning. Thank you.
And now to our Showcase Awards, How WM College Changed My Life. Learners submitted their own stories, which were assessed by a panel. We return to Diana Teasdale to introduce these special awards.
The highlight of Learner Success Night is the competition How WM College Changed My Life. And this is where learners tell us about the impact on them and their lives that coming to college has made. This year we had about 40 submissions. I was on the judging panel and all of the judges found it very difficult to choose, and we would all say that the learner stories were inspirational and they were moving. So eventually we found 2 winners. So the 2 winners of How WM College Changed My Life are Zineb Laresh and Hien Duan Thi. Zineb was studying employability at a community course at the Living Centre, and Hien Duan Thi has been studying ESOL here at Crowndale Road. So here are the learners and their stories.
My name is Zainab Yasmin Laresh, and I'm going to read you my story about how the Working Man College changed my life. A new light came to my life last autumn when I decided to come back to study to improve my learning and skills. I started the employability course because I felt as though I was drowning in the endless and ungrateful housework. With a small hope and low confidence, I didn't know where to start, and I had to improve my writing, speaking, listening in English, and a bit of IT. I applied to attend the employability course, and it was just the perfect match for my needs. As I attended, I felt my confidence increased each week, and I became motivated to improve my writing. Slowly, there was a transformation in my hope, and confidence began to grow bigger with every week. During this period of study, I not only improved my English, but I also rediscovered what self-confidence, friendship, and group work was. On the course, I learned so much about myself, especially what goals I have and how to achieve them. It has also given me friendship with the other students. We have worked so well together over the last year and have helped each other to overcome obstacles during the remote classes. I also now understand the employer's point of view during an interview and how we need to put all our strength in the front line to make them willing to employ us. I would like to mention also that following the advice and help of my teacher, Mrs. Bandini Shah, I got the chance to do a voluntary job as a receptionist in a community center. And this experience has broken my fears to speak to different kinds of people on the phone and face to face. Having done this voluntary work, I became more confident. It enabled me to gain the courage to apply for a voluntary position at the British Library, which is my dream job. I am so happy to say I was given the voluntary job, and now I'm working at the British Library. I am learning so much. I love the environment and it has really stretched me. Miracles do happen. They started the minute I stepped into the ESOL and employability course at the Living Centre. Thank you so much to my teacher and to the Working Man College.
Hello, my name is Hien, and I'm going to read my story about how WM College changed my life. I grew up in the high mountains in North Vietnam. The way I went to school was inconvenient. I crossed 2 streams and sometimes because of flood water, I arrived to school while the lessons was finished. My education ended when I was 16. In the field, I was engaged on my farm work. I was living there until the new law, which banned free religion, was introduced in my country. So I came to the UK. When I start my new life in the UK, my English was very limited. I could not talk to people and understand them. At my first jobs, I learned how to do my work through sign language. I often make mistakes and get fired. I could not share my work and my hopes to anyone. By the time I realized that only education could help me, so I decided to attend an ESOL course at WM College. WM College gave me an opportunity to learn from excellent teachers, and I have new friends who came from different countries. My teacher committed to transfer knowledge to me and build up my self-confidence, along with encouraging me to express my ideas. They have helped me overcome my weakness. Through the lesson, my teacher has introduced British culture and history, which helped me understand more about the country I'm living in. In addition, I have had a new experience in learning Spanish, which is an opportunity for me to explore Spanish culture. Besides from learning English and Spanish, I also do an instrument course at the college. Learning to play the piano has been improving my patience as well as relax my mind. Since I start to learn at WM College, my knowledge and skills have been improving. I have become more confident and clearer in expressing myself. I have been able to read some adapted in British novels. Being able to read the books surprised me. Furthermore, the knowledge I have learned not only for exams have assisted me to find out the documents relevant to my current job. As a result, the work I have done exceeded my employees' expectations. Also, I have been able to help my dad, who doesn't speak English, to understand and follow his doctor's advice on the treatment for his illness. With the skill I have learned, I joined a group to organize activities for athletes in my community. I believe with the knowledge, skills, and confidence Working Men's College has given me, I can make a positive difference in society. And I would like to take this opportunity to express my gratitude to Working Men's College and my teachers who have changed my life in an optimistic way. Thank you for the award.
As I said, we had about 40 submissions for this competition, so we chose 5 learners to be runners-up. The learners who are runners-up are Angeles Benito, who was studying a range of creative arts courses and ESOL. Janice Howard, who was studying on our supported learning courses. Christiana Piga, who was studying contemporary portraiture. Hawazan Hamze, who was studying ESOL Level 2. And Nadia Rahman, who was studying filming, acting, and singing. So here are their stories.
Spring is my favorite season, but the spring of 22 has been very frustrating. The unexpected lockdown for COVID-19 has supposed a sadly close of my multi-activities at WM College. I was enjoying a delightful experience, and suddenly I was removed from it. I came to the UK at the end of August 2019 for improving my English, and I gave myself an academic year to do so. A few months before arriving in the UK, I was very frightened because I was going to be alone and far away from my loved family. I remember a turning point when, after my enrollment, I was given my ID card. At that moment, I felt encouraged because I was not just a mere foreigner, but a student. I really like the Shakespeare language, its sounds, its accuracy, and this was the reason why I went there. But it doesn't mean that learning English is easy. For me, it has been very demanding. Fortunately, after a few ESOL classes, I realized that I had been touched by the best English teacher. From the beginning, I have found myself going to school every day, very happy and thankful. In a couple of weeks, I gained self-confidence, and I was especially elated with my art classes. My mind and my hands were working creatively thanks to devoted and patient tutors that taught me the basics from the beginning. Before coming to WM College, I think I was already a creative person, but having the possibility to explore and bring into practice that creativity has been a real discovery. I have had the opportunity to improve my skills and to receive useful feedback that encouraged me to go further. I should underline the high quality of the courses, of the committed tutors, and the well-supplied classrooms. Creativity and imagination were constantly stimulated. I came to the WM College shy and with no very high expectations indeed. I have ended up with powerful energy and confidence to undertake new creative projects. In my experience as a foreign student, I achieved the unexpected. As a result, the idea of continuing my stay in the WM College became an important issue for me. Lots of drawbacks have had to be sorted out to be able to follow my desire, but finally, I have been accepted in the Foundation Art and Design Diploma for the next course. At this point, I will never thank my family enough for the super extra effort, financial and emotionally, they will have to make to support my dream. As you should know, I got a wonderful family. When I glimpse WM College in the distance, I see a professional community that little by little and day by day has helped me to be a better person. And last and not least, having had the opportunity to meet people of different ages and different language and cultures is priceless. To sum up, all these exciting experiences at WM College have brought out the best in me. Thank you very much for it.
This is Janice Howard's story. This is the third year of being a student at this college. The first 2 years I was in an LLDD group as I had a lot of anxiety and depression issues. I was doing crafting, computing and maths. While at college I was diagnosed with dyslexia and dyscalculia, but with the help and encouragement of my tutors, Jackie, Hasina and Heather, I was told it was time I started adulting to go on and do something different. While I was at college, I was diagnosed with dyslexia and dyscalculia, but with the help and encouragement from my tutors, Jackie, Hasina and Heather, I was told it was time I started adulting to go on and do something different. They said there was more to me than I thought I was capable of. I thought I would try English or maths, but I'd never tried, as I'd always thought I was stupid. To be honest, it frightened the life out of me, as I really didn't think I could do it, as I've always struggled with maths. I took the assessment, and while doing it, I met Mr. B. He made me feel capable of doing fine. And my first day walking into class made me feel sick to my stomach. I was having panic attacks on the way to college. Many times I wanted to turn round and go home. How I made it through the door, I just don't know. At first I would sit quietly at the table, head down, not looking up, scared to answer any question, having anxiety attacks, thinking I would get things wrong and look stupid. But with the help and support from Mr. B and Mr. Ali, I started to feel more confident within myself, and soon I could start to answer questions. Over the last year, I found myself using the maths I learnt in my everyday life, something I have never done before. My confidence has improved in such a small time. During lockdown, I've missed going to college and meeting my other classmates, and it may sound strange, but enjoying maths, which is weird, I know. If I pass my exam, I'll go on to do Functional Skills Maths Level 2, and if I don't, I know I can retake my exam. Not only has my confidence grown, my outlook on life has changed, and I feel I have the ability to go on and maybe change my life altogether, a better education, and maybe a different type of employment, and what, I don't know, but I know I can do anything I set my mind to, and this is all thanks to the college.
Hi everyone, my name is Christiana and I would like to tell you how WM College changed my life. So I grew up around cameras, and because I'm a little bit of a shy and introvert, I always let my camera do the talking for me. So in 2014 I was diagnosed with cancer, so I had to change my career because I used to be a gardener for 15 years. So because I love photography, I thought I'm gonna make that a career. So I started to be a stock photographer, and I always took pictures of architecture and still life and never of people because I never felt confident enough. So I thought, why don't I enroll in the WM College portrait photography? And I think that was one of the best decisions of my life. So from the very beginning of the course, I realized that I knew all the technicalities of the camera, but I lacked something. It was self-confidence. And my interacting with my other people in the course, and with Richard, my excellent teacher, gave me this self-confidence that I really needed. And then in March, COVID-19, happened, and I had to stop going to college, and I was really gutted. But I thought I want to make the best out of what I've learned. So I started a project called Isolation Portraits. and I had a lot of very positive feedback, first from my tutor and then from all the competitions that I've entered. So again, enrolling in the course has been one of the best decisions I've ever made. I can say thank you from the bottom of my heart to the college, to the very, very kind and polite staff, and to the excellent Richard, my tutor, and the people that studied the course with me. Thank you very much.
Hello, I am Hawazin. I'm going to tell you my story about how Working Men's College changed my life. My story is immigrant from Syria. News on television caught my eye announcing the disappearance of a man who had dived into the Thames. As I imagined the scene, I thought to myself how when one jumps into cold water, they become too shocked to be able to think. Then comes the part when they have to decide whether to swim to the shore or float and wait to be rescued. That is the question I asked myself when I first arrived to the UK. I was shocked and unable to swim. So my only hope was to float and reach out. Fortunately, someone grabbed my hand and held it tight. That was Working Men's College. On the day I first took my son to school, I used a few hand signals and mumbled a couple of English words to express that I wanted to learn the language. I was fortunate to have found an ESOL teacher who in turn gave me a form to go to Working Men's College. In 2016, I started attending the ESOL Entry 2 class, and it consists of a group of students from different countries. Our teacher was very motivating. She constantly encouraged us to speak and never made us feel ashamed of making mistakes. As a result, I felt some relief. But my language still remained too insufficient for me to express myself. So I continued studying in the college, sometimes moving between ESOL classes such as Entry 3, Level 1 and Level 2, and some courses like Maths, IT courses, Sageline 50, Level 1 and Level 2. I had no difficulty registering. Everything was very organized and clear. Whenever I had any questions, someone from Learning Services was there to help and direct me. Of course, if the college atmosphere was not comfortable, I would not have continued. The teachers, as I previously mentioned, were very patient and were happy to repeat their explanation upon request. Frankly, each course has contributed to improving my speaking English. Getting to know other cultures and learning about how, regardless of your age and ethnicity, gender or religion, we all have equal rights, help expand my vocabulary and knowledge to understand other people's background. Interacting with people from various nationalities at Working Men's College eased my sense of alienation. Each year I felt as though I was getting closer and closer to the shore. Is there more to this, you may ask? Absolutely. In September 2019, I started attending the ESOL Level 2 course, but we stopped going to the college in March 2020 due to COVID-19. Regardless, we followed up with our online lessons with our amazing teacher. Consequently, I can now say that I am more confident in myself and my English is helping me to be an active person in society, just like when I used to be back in my country. Now I'm trying to apply for an apprenticeship, whether they accept me or not, it does not matter. The most important thing is that I have tried. This would not have been possible without the help of the hand that saved me. Thank you, Working Men's College. I can swim again.
Hi, my name is Nadia. How Working Men's College changed my life, my story. Thank you. My name is Nadia. I'm a woman who's lived through adverse childhood experiences. On my own, I successfully managed to do the two-person job of parenting two now amazing adults. Before having children, I studied art and music. While supporting my own children, I trained to become a teacher, which I worked at for years, including 5 years experience working with young people with special needs. It was at the point my youngest left home for university that I started actively concentrating on myself. All was not right. I was no longer able to function effectively. My body was giving away to stress-related problems. Everything became difficult. I stepped back and left work. It was at this time that music became my therapy. Playing trombone and singing was the only thing that soothed my overloaded mind and body. I had a lot of problems with singing. Sounded real bad. I wanted to be able to sing freely without hurting people's ears. I'd heard of Working Men's College in Camden, but I'd never been there. Someone had told me it was a really friendly place. About a year later, I scraped together some courage. I made a decision and tentatively enrolled into 2 singing classes. It scared me so much having to open my mouth and sing in front of strangers. The classes I took were beginners singing and Find Your Own Voice with Antonio De Lillis. I also took a film editing course with Iris Helfer. A small acting part in my film course encouraged me to do an acting course with Rowena Mortimer the following term. After doing some comedy in acting classes, I went on to take a short comedy course elsewhere, and as a result, I can now boast that I have done 2 5-minute stand-up comedy performances. I'm now back playing trombone with a band, my old bandmates, now seasoned musicians, which makes me very happy. Skills I've learned in singing and acting classes have helped boost my performance. As part of band work, I'm now able to confidently edit videos for promotion, which I absolutely love doing. And can you believe it? I have even sung backing vocals a couple of times at gigs on one song. I'm so much healthier in myself now than I've been in my life. Just before I started attending WMC, my confidence and self-esteem were low. I couldn't cope with my job and I had to give up my income. Working Men's College concession policy made the courses accessible for me. I now do a little supply teaching and I'm more than happy to pay full price for the fantastic courses. I've been a student to 3 teachers at WMC. Shout out to Antonio De Lillis, Iris Helfer and Rowena Mortimer. Yay. All of whom overwhelmed me with their passion for their individual subjects. I personally feel I could have no better teachers. WMC, whoever recruits your staff, they're doing an excellent job. All this, and I haven't mentioned the wonderful fellow students I've come to know whilst learning at the college. Its friendly atmosphere encourages support and friendships. WM College has actually changed my world. Changed me into someone I'm now able to live with. Thank you.
And that concludes our first ever Digital Awards event. Here are some final words from our principal, Helen Hammond.
Thank you all very much. We have now come to the end of what has been an incredibly inspiring and emotional event. It is wonderful to hear the stories of our learners and to hear how successful that they have all been. And it is particularly great to hear how much they recognise the support that they have had from the tutors here and everybody else in the college to help them to get to where they want to go to. So it just leaves me to say thank you all, goodbye, and hope to see you all soon.